He's thrown that slider 59% of the time this year. And he'll face Jeff McNeil. The corners are in looking for the bunt. McNeil's got 0 for 4 tonight. And Jeff pulls one of the crowd right over the bag. That's a fair ball, and that'll score Marte with the go-ahead run. McNeil digging for second, and he'll be in there standing with an RBI double on the first pitch thrown by Cosgrove, and the Mets go in front 4-3 in the 10th. So McNeil with the corners in, wastes no time, hitting it right by Cronenworth over the bag. An RBI double to give the Mets the lead.
Well, I said the batters were 5 for 40. They're now 6 for 41 off that slider. Right over the bag down the right field line. Marte scores easily, and McNeil trades places with him.
I just don't understand the strategy of bringing your corners in against Jeff McNeil. He's not going to be bunting in that spot.
100%.
Especially with these extra inning rules, you have got to play for the multiple run inning if you're the visiting team. You can't be playing for one run.
I totally agree. I think that if the visitors get 1 run, you're in a perfect spot.
Right. So now the Mets have McNeil at second, still nobody out, and now it's Alvarez who has 3 hits tonight, facing the left-hander. Last hit came off a left-hander, Tim Hill. He hits this one down the line. That's a fair ball, and that'll bring in McNeil as it went off Cronenworth's glove. The Mets have a 2-run lead in the 10th. 3 pitches thrown by Cosgrove, and the Mets have 2 runs in. Alvarez with a 4-hit game, and the Mets lead 5-3.
You always watch for your young players when they go through a tough stretch. How do they come out of it? And Alvarez went through a period of time where it looks like he was only singing for the home run, and now he's gone to hitting.
Now Marcano up for the second time.
Because he has so much power that the home runs will come. Good try by Cronenworth, but 2 balls past him.
What a road trip this has been for Alvarez. 3 home runs in the series in Arizona. Now his first career 4-hit game. And Lindor hits one toward the hole, base hit. That goes through. Alvarez is in. Here's Pham. Lindor drives in 2 more with a base hit. And the Mets with a 4-run 10th inning now of a 7-3 lead. Another big night for Lindor after 5 for 5 last night. 3 hits and 3 RBIs tonight. And the Mets have breathing room in the 10th inning.
All 3 hits, including the home run by Lindor to the left side of the diamond. They gave him that hole, and he took advantage of it. Brilliant hitting by the Mets shortstop.
Ball and a strike to Cronenworth. And he launches one to right. Marte back. He should have room. And the ball game is over. David Robertson puts on the finishing touches. The Mets score 4 in the 10th. Francisco Lindor with another big night. Francisco Alvarez with his first career 4-hit game. And the Mets, for the first time this year, have won 6 games in a row as they beat the Padres in 10 tonight, 7-5.
Last time they won 6 in a row was late September of last season, but more importantly, perfect in July. And in a series before the All-Star break, where both teams are trying to see who's going to make the run, the Mets are up 1.
Drew Smith gets the win with a solid 9th inning of relief. Robertson survives the 2-run homer and finishes up. Justin Verlander, another good start. 2 earned runs over 6 as the Mets come from 2 runs down and then score 4 in the 10th, led by Jeff McNeil's RBI double. And they defeat the Padres 7-5.
Jeff McNeil leading it off here for New York. And a ground ball, fair ball down the right field line to the corner. Around from second comes Marte. To second base goes McNeil. And the Mets have taken a 4-3 lead in the 10th.
Now Jeff McNeil just trying to move the runner. You can see just covering that breaking ball and just trying to get it to that right side. And it gets down the line, perfectly down the line. Just inside that bag for a double and changing places with Marte.
Well, Francisco Alvarez coming up with that runner at second and McNeil. Nobody out. On the ground by the dive of Cronenworth down the right field line. May have gotten a glove on it to slow it down. And around from second comes McNeil. It's 5-3 Mets. As they get 2 so far and still nobody out in the 10th. For Alvarez, that's 4 hits in this game.
Yeah, there's 2 professional at bats too, getting the runners over, trying to do the right thing and benefiting from that. Off the glove of Cronenworth, that diving play.
On the ground into left field, a base hit. Alvarez will score. Pham's coming around. He will score. 2 more runs for the Mets, who take a 7-3 lead. Francisco Lindor with a base hit that drives in 2 more. And it's been a 4-run 10th.
All 3 hits to the opposite field too. First one was a home run, then 2 slashed balls past the third baseman of Manny Machado. That one hurts.
High fly ball to deep right field. Marte moving back. He has got room, and he makes the catch that ends the ball game. So the Padres come back with 2 in the bottom of the 10th, but come up short by 2. As the Mets are able to take the first game of this 3-game series. They hold on and win it 7-5. A 10-inning affair. Thank you for watching Padres baseball, presented by Major League Baseball. For Mark Sweeney and Mike Pomeranz, I'm Don Orsillo. Stay tuned for the Padres postgame show, presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers.
The Jaspers. Here's Jeff McNeil. 0 for 4 tonight. Go ahead run at second. First pitch. McNeil swings and grounds one fair down the first base line. Marte's around third. Coming to the plate. He scores. McNeil to second with a go-ahead double on the first pitch in extra innings. It's 4.
So hard to get the big hit tonight. 2 on, 3 on, guy at first base. Well, McNeil just throws the bat head out and tucks this puppy right down the line. Was not hit all that hard, just perfectly enough between Cronenworth, the first baseman, diving to the bag, and the chalk.
And now the Mets are in prime opportunity to add on. Here's Francisco Alvarez. Still nobody out. First pitch, down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Here I was wondering if the Mets would bunt Jeff McNeil. 1-0 the count. Cosgrove ready. Pitch. Swing a ground ball. Past the dive of Cronenworth into right field, a base hit. Here comes McNeil. He scores without a throw. RBI single for Francisco Alvarez. And the Mets tack on another. It's 5-3 New York.
Now, all night it was Alvarez getting on, and now he's the guy driving in the run. 4 hits tonight for the 21-year-old, all singles. He can do more than just hit bombs.
Here's Mark Canha. And he swings at the first pitch and slashes it foul back into the second deck. No balls and one strike. The Padres fans are quiet. The Mets fans are loud. 0-1. Can he add on? 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. And the pitch from Honeywell. Swinging a ground ball towards the left side. It's through into left, a base hit. Alvarez scores. Here comes Tommy Pham. He scores without a throw. It's a 2-run single for Francisco Lindor. And the Mets have thrown up a 4 spot in the 10th inning. It's 7-3, and they are heading to the exits here at Petco.
And that pass ball against Gary Sanchez means second and third instead of first and second. So as this one squeaks by, 2 score instead of 1 if you had no pass ball to move the runners over.
1-1 the count in a 2-run game in the 10th. Pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Right field. Drifting back is Starling Marte. On the warning track. He's there. He makes the catch. And the ball game is over. The Mets in extra innings defeat the San Diego Padres 7-5 and have won 6 consecutive games and are 42-46 with 2 games to play before the All-Star break. 7-5 the final score. We'll talk about it when we come back on the WCBS Mets Radio Network, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets!
Get Gomez. Called 833. Get Gomez. Lefty to lefty here against McNeil. Padres expect bunt. Swings away and he grounds one over the bag at first base and down the line. Marte will score to give the Mets the lead, and McNeil into second base with an RBI double.
First pitch slider out of the hand of Tom Cosgrove. Probably no surprise. If you've scouted him well enough, it's still a nice piece of hitting by Jeff McNeil to stay on it. That slider actually started behind him, ended up on the outside part of the plate. Not a big, strong swing, just sort of hook pulled it right past Jake, diving towards the chalk.
Yeah, that's the kind of swing we talked about. McNeil had so many of last year against shifted defenses. So the Mets back in front for the first time since it was 1-0. McNeil at second, nobody out, and Francisco Alvarez, who has singled each of his last 3 at-bats at the plate. Pitch from Cosgrove came down and in, almost hit him. 1 ball and no strikes.
5th outing in the last 7 days for Tom Cosgrove. We talked about this bullpen getting used a lot. He's been at the forefront.
That's a quarter of his appearances. Here's the 1-0. Alvarez chops it the other way. Cronenworth dives, deflects off his glove. That's going to get a run home. McNeil comes in to score as Fernando picks it up. An RBI single for Alvarez, his 4th straight hit, and now 5-3 Mets in the 10th. And Jake obviously trying to keep it on the infield, but it might have been one of those that if he doesn't deflect it, it gets to Fernando quickly enough that McNeil might have had to hold at third base.
Fastball trying to go down and away, leaves it inner half, and Alvarez just staying inside the ball. Can't blame Jake. Great effort.
Now Canna, a right-handed hitter, goes after the first pitch. Runners lead at second and third. 2-1 to Lindor, crowding the plate in the left-handed batter's box. And the pitch reached for, bounce the other way. That'll go into left field, a base hit. Alvarez has scored. Pham hustling home. Soto does not have a play. A 2-run single for Francisco Lindor. And now 7-3 Mets in the 10th.
That hurts. Great plate appearance by Lindor. Honeywell trying to go to the changeup and leaving it just a little bit up, but it was off the plate. Not a terrible pitch. Lindor just did a nice job of reaching out and punching it through the left side.
Ultimate example of not trying to do too much.
Yep.
But exactly what was required in the moment. So 1-1 to Jake. Here's the pitch. That is hit in the air. Deep to right field. Marte's going back. Has some room. Just onto the warning track. Now a step in front of it. He makes the catch. And the ball game is over. Padres got a 2-run homer from Manny Machado in the bottom of the 10th inning. But Lindor's 2-run single in the top half proves to be the difference. as the Padres fall to 0-8 in extra inning games, and the Mets, for the first time this year, have won 6 in a row. Final score here tonight, New York 7 and San Diego 5. We'll take a break, come back with some final thoughts and the totals on the Padres Radio Network.